Matt, a forward worth building your lineup around is who and why?
So I'll mention two because there are two injury situations to monitor. I mentioned Lillard possibly being out, so that would make Norman Powell also probably the primary scorer and ball dominant player for Portland. And then we have the same situation for Kristaps Porzingis in Dallas. We don't know if he's playing or not either. So 6,100 for Tim Hardaway Jr. normally is just way too much, but Luka Doncic is already out. Porzingis could be out. Maxi Kleber is, I think, already out also. So Hardaway could just end up needing to play more minutes because the team is shorthanded, and certainly would need more shooting responsibility if you take KP off the floor. So Powell or Hardaway, and potentially both. I think those situations could end up looking really strong later in the day.
All right, Ryan.
Yeah, I want to keep an eye on the Knicks because Evan Fournier is on an absolute heater. He's playing like he's in France again, like he knows how to play basketball. 5,100 versus Detroit. 28 and 43 minutes in his last two games, 29 fantasy points, and 48.8 fantasy points in his last game. Fournier is looking really good. And by default, there's no Rose, there's no Obi Toppin, there's no RJ Barrett. They're going to have somebody score the ball. It's been Evan Fournier the past 2 nights.
And Gare Bear, forward, you're going to build around.
Yeah, well, these guys did a pretty good job of just picking clean the mid-tier. So I guess I'll talk about a top-end guy. Brandon Ingram, expensive. He's $8,900, but Ryan already mentioned the matchup against Portland. Just a terrible defense. I do think it's worth noting, if Lillard doesn't play, suddenly you do get into a scenario where I didn't think I'd be saying this sentence at all this season, but the Pelicans might be in, like, blowout territory where you would worry about game script concerns with someone like Ingram. But right now, as has been the case with Valanciunas, they are just giving Ingram every single minute he can handle. In 8 starts in December, he's averaging almost 38 minutes per game, and that's led to 27, 6, and 6 with, you know, a pretty good true shooting percentage as well at 588. So Ingram's just been playing really well, 50-plus DraftKings points in 4 of his last 8 games. Again, I would keep an eye on the Lillard thing, but if Lillard's in there, I think this game is competitive enough where Ingram's just going to be on the court for maybe 40 minutes.